Okay, I'm getting ready to head to Yellowstone National Park for a few days, actually about a 6-day trip, so I'm going to be packing a lot of food with me. So I figured I would try out a couple of these prepackaged meals from Peak Refuel and Mountain House that I plan to take with me. One in particular is this chicken teriyaki rice. I don't know if I'm going to like it or not, so I figured I'd try it out at home before I take it out on the trail. Just in case, I've got some Star-Kissed premium white chicken. Of course, this is shelf stable, which means it's non-perishable, can be stored at room temperature, so it's safe to take in a pack. And I've got some soy sauce here in case that might improve the flavor of things. I don't know if it will, but we'll find out. The nice thing about the Peak Refuel, only needs a 1.5 cups of water, and then you just let it sit. Let it stand for 10 minutes. You don't even have to open it back up and stir it or anything like that. So it's pretty easy to make. The whole trick here is finding out whether or not it tastes any good. So we'll check back in just before we add our boiling water. Here's a look at what the chicken teriyaki rice looks like before we add our water. Now, if I decide the chicken content of the chicken teriyaki rice isn't quite what I want, of course, I've got this premium white chicken that I'll be packing with me just in case. However, if I do add that on the trail, of course, I'll add it to the package before I even add my boiling water to make sure the chicken is just as hot as the main dish. So for purposes of our test, I think I'm gonna add, I think I'm gonna microwave this. Just a little bit, just so it's warm. So if we do need to add it to the chicken teriyaki rice, we can do that. All right, and here's what the premium white chicken looks like once it's out of the package. As you can tell, it doesn't look too appetizing. Doesn't smell very good either. So I think I'm just gonna heat this up just a little bit, and then if the main dish calls for it, we'll mix that in, see if it makes any sort of difference. Get this stirred up really well before we let it steep for 10 minutes. All right, so here we go. We've got the chicken teriyaki rice. I put it on a plate here so you can get a better look at what we're dealing with. It doesn't look too bad, actually. And what is this? This is our nutrition facts here tell us we've got 580 calories on this plate. Well, that should be plenty in terms of calories, but we'll try it out like this, and then we'll see if we need to add any chicken as sort of an outboard additive or any soy sauce to make things any better, more appealing. Let's dig in. All right, I'm not going to make you suffer through watching me ingest this food, but I'll give it a shot here. Well, it's not the grandest. Everything has sort of a homogenized flavor to it. There's nothing that really stands out. It does have some good flavor. Everything's rehydrated real well. The little bits of chicken aren't too bad. But boy, it could use some help. Let's try adding some of this Star-Kissed chicken. All right, we've added some of the chicken and a little bit of soy sauce to this concoction. Let's see if that helps any. You know, I don't know if the chicken helps any. You know, it certainly gives you a little more protein, but this particular meal isn't short in protein anyway. So. But the soy sauce definitely does help. Not only adds another flavor to the whole meal, but brings out the other flavors in the meal as well. Yeah, definitely. I don't think I'm going to bother adding chicken when I take this out on the trail. but I will definitely bring along some of these packets of soy sauce, which you can get on Amazon, very affordable price. I think they come in a pack of 20 or 30. I'll put a link in the video description so you can order that from Amazon if you like. The packets make it very easy to take this on the trail. Overall, though, I gotta say this is not my favorite peak refuel meal. Definitely like the chicken pesto pasta. The chicken Alfredo pasta is 5 stars. Absolutely love that meal, particularly if you bring along some Parmesan cheese to add. Of course, Parmesan cheese is a hard cheese, so that keeps for a few days out on the trail in a backpack. You know, you just keep it in a separate baggie, sealed for its own protection, and then add that to the mix, and that really kicks up the quality of that chicken Alfredo pasta, although it's a 10 on a 10 on the scale anyway, even without that. And as Nigel Tufnell might say, the Parmesan cheese, well, that just takes it to an 11. But I think that's my review for the chicken teriyaki by Peak Refuel. Not the best. Certainly, you know, I taste a lot of ginger. I don't taste a lot of teriyaki, to be honest. And that's true of a lot of these freeze-dried or dehydrated meals. They usually go overboard on the ginger, but you're really not getting that sticky teriyaki flavor. And that's definitely the case here. But if you want to take it along, I'd suggest bringing along some soy sauce. That helps matters a little bit. So that's it. Thanks for watching.